This video is brought to you by Kempower, the reliable, quick, and scalable EV charging solution for everyone and everywhere. And this video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world. They are also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage with microgrid solutions. Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Today, super exciting day because we are on our way to go take delivery of our brand new Kia EV9. Now, to be totally clear right up front, we are not purchasing this EV9. This is a long-term loan. We're able to test cars from manufacturers, and we usually have them for a week or two, sometimes three, and then they go back after we do all of our tests. But we don't really get a good ownership review of a vehicle until we really live with it. So I tend to purchase a couple electric cars a year, like this Rivian, that I can mile up, live with, and provide long-term reviews on the cars that I think you guys will be the most interested in. We've done Model S, Model 3, we've done the e-tron, we've done this one, we've done the VinFast VF8 with Francie, we've done a bunch of these, and then also some cheap EVs like my e-Golf and my Leaf and my Mercedes B-Class, all happening within the last few months. But I really wanted to do an EV9 because the Kia EV9 has just done huge numbers on our side. There's a new community forming around this car. And I didn't want to do it enough to actually go and buy one. We have no real need for that car for me. And it's quite an expensive vehicle, of course. But I want to walk you through everything. So we've been borrowing the Kia EV9s for testing from our local Kia dealership here in Fort Collins, Colorado, because they haven't made their way into the press fleet. And they called me up the other day and said, hey, why don't you take one of these for 6 months and live with it and do a long-term review from an owner's perspective? I said, that sounds pretty damn good. Let's go pick this thing up. So that's what we're off to do right now. Go pick up the out-of-spec Kia EV9. This is the full range spec, by the way. Big battery, rear-wheel drive. Really excited for this. A huge thanks to Kempower for sponsoring this episode. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Kempower chargers for many reasons, but ultimately I love their flexibility and scalability. Essentially, they have rack-powered DC chargers, which means, especially at a lot of fleet customers, you have power limitations when chargers first go in, and then site upgrades can take a while. So you can put in a full rack to handle DC charging capability. You can put in maybe 200 or 300 kilowatts and then expand as you get more power capacity to your site. Uber flexible. The way Kempower works is you have your main AC-DC rectifiers that are unbelievably reliable in an off-board cabinet, and then satellites that you can place up to 80 meters away. I mean, really far away, you can put these satellites. Really awesome stuff. It's fantastic for fleet use. It's fantastic for actually even mining use deep underground. If you're an OE looking to test in harsh environments, for example, you got to make sure your car's charged in the coldest climates. You need the toughest charging solutions, and of course, that's going to be Kempower. So huge thanks to them for sponsoring this video. You should definitely check them out if you're looking for high-powered DC fast charging. Well, you joined me in the Rivian R1T, driving literally right just down the street from my house to go pick up this EV9. And I want to say a huge thank you to Fort Collins Kia for supporting Out of Spec. By the way, just to make it clear, of course, we don't ever accept anything from automakers financially for advertising or anything like that. So they honestly said, and the dealership is not an automaker. This is a local business here in our town. They own Nissan, Kia, GMC, Volkswagen, not our Volkswagen store, but another one, and a few other dealerships. So I said, you know what? In exchange, not to make it totally fair, we'll put a couple ads in our videos for you. So you may see a couple of videos brought to you by Fort Collins Kia. But again, it's just something I wanted to do to at least make it up to them a little bit for honestly letting us pile as many miles on the EV9 as we want to. I really like this dealership. They've never charged a markup. They'll ship EV9s anywhere at no charge in the continental US. So if one of you is in the market, it won't cost you anything more to buy it from our dealership who's supporting Out of Spec. They'll send it to you free, which I think is a really cool program that they're doing for our viewers. And yeah, so let's talk about really what we're going to do with this car. This is a 7-passenger, or maybe it's a 6-passenger. I got to see if it has captain's chairs or not. But essentially, it's the same EV9 that Jordan did the range test with. So it already has a couple hundred miles on it because he's gone 100% to zero, back up, did some stuff, and it's ours for 6 months. We have no restrictions. We can drive it anywhere. We can do all the race to Vegases. We can go on a road trip. We can throw the dogs in it. We can really use it as an owner of this EV9. If it breaks, we're going to bring it in for service. We're going to tell you what goes wrong with it when we have it. You know, part of the thing that's so important to me is no one can tell us what we can say about a car. And our Kia dealership totally understands that. They're like, look, you're here to review it. The thing blows up, you share it. You know, essentially they're just the retailer, and of course will be our service recommendation. So if you look straight ahead, here we are. That's literally how far away we live from the Kia dealership. And we are pulling in, take a look, pulling in now to the Kia Fort Collins dealer. So I can see they have an EV9 in this nice blue color, this ocean blue color, a couple of them around. I think they have something like 15 EV9s on the lot. They just got a whole bunch of shipment. Some of the Wyoming dealerships didn't want them, so they sent them down this way. And yeah, let's go find our car. I don't know where it is at the moment. Let's go find it. I'll take you on a tour, go through the options, tell you what we're going to do with it, introduce you maybe to the guys here at the Fort Collins store a little bit. And yeah, should be fun. Well, we have arrived, and you can see the Fort Collins EV6 right here. Pretty cool spec. And then right here is our new EV9. I'm so excited for this. I really like it too, because most of the press cars, and by the way, Kia is sending us a review car, so we'll actually be able to run this alongside the GT line all-wheel drive, I think is what's coming here to Colorado. But this is it. This is it right here. So blacked out, looks good on the base aero wheels. Again, big battery rear-wheel drive. I think this only has 201 horsepower. I think it's 150 kilowatt rear motor. It's not going to be fast, Alyssa. This is going to be really slow. Speeds. Yeah, it's going to be way slower than your e-tron. But it's going to charge pretty well. We've done the charge testing on this car. I don't think it's actually been posted yet. I lost the footage, but at least now I have another one where I can redo it. But it just basically sits at 210, 215 kilowatts to 80%. It's a really nice fat charging curve. Another thing that's really important to me, and I have to say huge thanks to Kia at Fort Collins, is they're going to activate all of the Kia Connect services so we can have route planning and all of the connected features in this vehicle, because I feel, again, that's pretty representative of what an owner experience would be. So yeah, what do you mean about the tires? Hold on one second.
I've never heard of Kumos.
Kumos?
Yeah, are they good?
Yeah, no, they're pretty common.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of Kumos.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe not like a Michelin or a Pirelli, but it's a pretty up there. It's not a Continental like what's on this, but it's not a bad tire. Not a bad tire. So here it is. It's got, again, standard spec, no options. That's the best part about this car. The only option it has is the big battery, which is surprisingly lower voltage and charges slower than the small battery. And the small battery ones are really just for Kia to advertise a cheap entry-level price. I don't think there will be many of those coming to the US. They did something similar with the EV6 Lite. So we have the Lite long range in the EV9. That's the particular spec here. So big battery, rear-wheel drive, over 300 miles of EPA rated range. And we are going to road trip the hell out of this thing. It's going to go everywhere.
Good.
And so, you know, when Jordan wants to go on a trip, or Max or Francie or you or someone, this is the new Out of Spec mobile.
Nice.
Yep. So it should be fun. We're going to do as much as we can with it over the 6 months. Of course, we're going to do Race to Vegas. Of course, we're going to compare it to Rivian R1S and other vehicles that I can't wait to get into the comparisons. We'll do a quick inspection of the vehicle. I got to run inside, go say hey to the guys at Kia Fort Collins, and grab this thing. And yeah, I don't know what the heck we're going to do with it even today, but I'm going to get everything set up. We'll do that together, log into whatever profiles I need to, but I just am so excited. Now, we have done a couple long-term loans before. We had a Mustang Mach-E from Ford for a little while and some other vehicles, never from a dealership though. And never have I heard of a dealership ever giving a review outlet a car to borrow for 6 months. It is totally unheard of, totally crazy. And the Kia guys are so into Out of Spec. They're so nice, so cool that they're like, you know what, just no strings attached. Just, it's like basically pretend it's a service loaner for 6 months. I'm like, that is so cool. So again, I offered them like, hey, we're happy to promote your dealership, not the Kia brand. Of course, we could never do that. But I was like, yeah, if people want to buy an EV9 after watching our experience, you should definitely buy it here. And so you'll see a couple ads for Fort Collins Kia that I'm just giving to them for free. sort of as a thank you for letting us borrow this one. So I am thrilled. I've already heard of major issues with EV9, Alyssa, something we need to be on the lookout for. They're blowing up onboard chargers, which is not good.
It's not good at all.
And by blowing up, I mean they just stop AC charging or derate AC charging.
Well, that's a huge issue.
Yeah, so these are the things that you don't get on a week-long review, but that we can get from an ownership perspective. And Fort Collins Kia actually had their first case of this. I was talking to them yesterday about it, and Kia said the part was on back order. They couldn't get it in for months, so they ripped an onboard charger out of one of their on-the-lot cars and put it in this lady's car, which I thought was so cool.
That's one way to fix it.
That's one way to fix it. So again, this dealer does right by their customers. My experience, I've talked to people who have purchased cars here. Your sister, actually, before we even knew these guys, bought a car here.
Yeah. She secretly bought her car here.
Her Subaru Outback. She went back to gas.
Yeah, she did.
We have to do a video with her. She switched from an ID4 back to a Subaru Outback. So yeah, let's go inside. But I'm thrilled. Alyssa, any initial thoughts right here?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's definitely a car that I would actually be interested in if we didn't have 20 cars in our driveway already. But it'll be fun to loan out to see how other people perceive the car, to see how the dogs fit in it. I can already tell you this isn't the right spec that I would personally get because it has the captain's chairs and the dogs can't be all the way down unless we retrofit it somehow.
We're going to have to retrofit it because this is how most of them are spec'd with the captain's chairs.
Well, you can spec it to not have them, of course.
Not in the nice trims, though.
Oh, really?
You can't get the nice stuff and the bench seat.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is a luxury to have split seats. But anyways, that would be my first and only thing. But yeah, I really liked it when we had it before, and so now we're gonna have it for 6 whole months.
6 months, and it starts today. So I don't know what the heck we really are gonna do with it, but
February 6th.
February 6th. So what day does it need to go back?
August 6th.
August 6th. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August 6th. That's when this goes back here. So let's...
And it's black.
It's black. Colton will love this. Maybe he wants to try some ceramic coating stuff on it. Honestly, they said do whatever we want. They said we could throw some Nokian winter tires on this thing and modify it. As long as it goes back to them relatively stock and not with the airbags blown, they're happy.
No promise.
No problem. Alyssa, it's officially ours. I've got our borrowed car agreement to Kyle and Out of Spec. Hell yeah. And my friend Ryan runs the internet department here. Hey, dude.
Hey.
So you also drive an EV6, right?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. So we got EV nerds over here. It's awesome. So this is the car. Is this the same one Jordan took on the range test?
This is the same one.
Okay, cool. So we've already had this car. I haven't driven it, but I sat passenger. So basically we've got 357 miles on it. I think all put on by us.
Just about.
Yep. So awesome. Let's jump in. We'll hit the power button. Boom, right there. She fires up into life. We're at 94%. Appreciate you charging it up. And we'll, of course, this car's going to live at the bottom of the pack. We like fast charging. It's going to be awesome. So we have all these profiles I'll go through and set up. But one thing you did in the system was you set up the Kia Connect app on your back end. How does that work?
So when you buy a new Kia, you've got the ability to add the Kia Connect app. And through that app, you can remote start the car. You can track the vehicle's location 24 hours a day. You can track your miles driven for either work or personal use. So if you're splitting up for taxes and that kind of stuff, it's all very nice.
That's cool.
They do a lot of control with geofencing and speed limit control and stuff like that. All very techy.
Yeah, so we have access to that now, which is good. And that means that the car is also connected. Because the issue I had when I was testing your cars before was when it wasn't connected, it wouldn't do route planning.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. You'll have access to all of that now. You will be able to remote charge the car, see what the charge level's at, stop, start charging, and that kind of stuff too.
Nice. And I'm just noticing as well, even in the this is the base trim, right? No options except the big battery.
Right.
Which is funny because the big battery has less power than the small battery. Is that true? I think it is because it's lower voltage. I think it's 201 horsepower in this and like 230 or something in the other one. I gotta look.
Okay.
But we have heated and cooled seats in the base car, which is crazy. Yeah. So a lot of features in here. So you've obviously met a bunch of EV9 customers up to this point, and you're an EV driver. What have people been thinking about this thing? I mean, has any out of spec viewers come by and bought one?
We've had a number of Out of Spec viewers reach out to us online.
Oh, cool.
All over the country, which is really cool. We've had a couple Out of Spec buyers here in Colorado come in and drive with us and check out the car.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Absolutely. We're excited to expand our collaboration with Out of Spec and be able to offer some really cool perks to Out of Spec watchers.
Yeah, because you have a bunch of EV9s. How many? 12, 15?
We've got a lot more coming, but
Okay.
I think right now on the lot we have 9.
Okay, and you're able to ship them anywhere in the country for free, which is crazy.
For an Out of Spec viewer.
Yeah, that's right. If you're an out-of-spec viewer, you call up, you say, hey, I'm in Alabama or wherever. You'll sell the car at sticker, and then because you're not doing any markups on these, which is awesome,
No.
and then you'll ship it to them at no charge.
Right. We offer 2 dealer fees, an MSRP, and that's it.
What are the dealer fees?
$694 is dealer handling here
Okay.
in Colorado. It's pretty much standard across the board. And then $595 is a VTR, or vehicle theft registration.
Okay, interesting. Can you choose not to do that, or you have to have that?
It's on every one of the new Kias that come into us on
Okay.
here, so it's something that we usually keep on there. But call me, talk to me about it. Let's make a deal.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what we like to see. So this is awesome. We got a front trunk that's even deeper than the all-wheel drive versions. And I mean, I think this long range makes the most sense. Alyssa, how's the back room?
It's good. It's comfortable.
This is what Alyssa was complaining about for the dogs, by the way, this open space. But I think we can mock up a flat floor.
And who knows, they might actually like being able to sit on the floor, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We've never experienced it.
But the thing with this vehicle, which I'm kind of excited about, was it's probably not the easiest car to sell in Colorado. This is no options, rear-wheel drive. It's middle of winter.
Right.
No one's going to want this one right now. But I want this one because we need the most range, for all of our testing, and I want to show this car at the best possible scenario. So I think us borrowing this particular one made the most sense for both of us, actually.
Absolutely.
Yep, very cool. So yeah, we'll go through and set everything up, and I'll get the app going. So it takes about 5 minutes to complete the setup. So I'll run through all of this. I'll set up my fingerprint, which I think just logs me into my profile. Is that all that does?
Your fingerprint can log you into your profile and work with the purchasing for on the higher trim they have the custom
Headlight things?
yeah,
the
patterns,
which they make you pay for.
yeah,
Which is crazy.
and those charges use your fingerprint too.
So maybe you shouldn't set up your fingerprint, so you can't give Kia money for stupid headlight designs.
It's also through the Kia Connect app, which you're going to want to set up anyway.
Yes.
So they'll get you through it either
So
way.
this one, being a base one, doesn't have the cool headlights in the bumper then?
No.
Okay, bummer. Doesn't matter. But the headlights are still LED. They're
Yeah.
just not the crazy high performance LED.
Yeah, and they don't have the customizable patterns.
Right, sure. So we'll go through here. We'll set everything up. I'll set my name as Kyle, and then let you know how this whole process goes. We also have the heat absolutely ripping right now, which there's really no need. So I love how there's 3 levels of auto. We can sync the temperature across the car. So much fun stuff. And we have all the driver assistance, even in the base trim. So this is like full road trip range mode. Alyssa, any final thoughts before we get everything set up?
I can't wait to get the dogs in here and see what kind of crates and car seats and do all those kind of testing for people who actually want to know what kind of size, what fits in here, and really max it out and see what we can do and compare it to all the other vehicles in its category.
Yeah, someone was telling us that this is about the same size as a Rivian R1S, but it just feels so much bigger.
Yeah, no, Colton and I actually had that argument before he actually sat inside of it. He's like, there's no way. I looked online, I looked at the measurements of everything. The Rivian is bigger, and I'm like, no, once you sit in it, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. It feels so much roomier. I think there's more headspace is what one of it is, but in my opinion, this is way roomier than the back of the Rivian.
Yeah, I think unless you're going off-roading, this is the clear choice for
Right.
road tripping, for cost. I mean, what do we know what the spec price of this particular one is? Is there a window sticker in there? Oh, great. Let's see.
They took
We need to get, oh no, here it is. All right, let's take a look at the spec on this bad boy. So we are,
61,615.
what options does it have?
This is the light long range. So other than the Aurora black paint and the carpeted floor mats, that's it. Doesn't
And
have
you guys
anything-
threw in the all-weather mat so we don't destroy your carpet when it goes back to you.
Right.
But what's cool is our viewers will actually be able to purchase this car from August 6th onwards.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
because it goes back on August 6th, so assume you'll have to do some reconditioning, wash it or whatever.
And it'll go through the certified pre-owned process. At that point, it'll be a pre-owned car.
Yeah, awesome. Well, again, I really can't thank you and the whole Fort Collins Kia dealership for the information, for letting us test the cars, and of course, letting us borrow this one for 6 months. It's so nice of you. And, we're just across the street. If you ever need to borrow it back, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I'm sure we'll be fine. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks again. Actually, going through the setup process, I didn't even know this. You can set your Apple Watch or your phone to be the key for the car. So I'm setting it up in my wallet app right now. So I think it's a little bit different than like the Tesla or the Rivian where it's wireless. I may have to tap my phone somewhere. We'll play around with it.
In the wireless charger.
Oh, you throw the phone in the wireless charger. Okay.
Right.
But that's so nice where I don't need to have the key, because keys always are just, someone always has them who shouldn't have them, and they're like in a different place. And so it's so nice just to have my cell phone unlock all of the cars, and I can drive them from this. So it's going through this pretty intensive process. I imagine, especially for existing automakers like Kia, it's not as willy-nilly as Tesla or Rivian, where they're like, just pair whatever, text them on your key. But this is really working out well. And I think it seems like there's multiple keys that you can do this way. So Alyssa can have it, Max can have it, Jordan can have it. And really kind of cool. This is all part of the stuff that we don't get when we review the car for a week. So I'm really, really liking this. It says my smartphone key has been saved. I have a check on the phone. Okay, link my smartphone key to my profile. Yes, of course. And there we go. It says Kia EV9. Unlock and start your car when your iPhone is paired. When your iPhone or paired Apple Watch is nearby. This works automatically without requiring Face ID. That's awesome. You can change passive entry settings. Okay. That's great. How about that? When it's got all the little things that the app can do. We'll figure all this out over time. And there's our car in the app. 94% state of charge. Everything is in there. That's awesome. So very, very pleased that this all worked pretty well. That's awesome. So our EV9 comes with 1 megawatt hour from Electrify America. That's better than doing like 3 years for free or something, because you're just going to use it when you're on trips, and we'll make sure to use all of it in the 6 month period. But look at this 2024 EV9 charge plan, 1,000 kilowatt hours included charging, qualify for it. So I think we should be qualified for it. It says or per minute equivalent. Okay, that's how that works. And it expires February 6th, 2027. So 3 years, okay? And I got to put the VIN in on the car, and then we'll lock this all up. Well, guys, I've got the EV9. It's in our possession. I've got the app set up. Couldn't get the EA free charging thing to work. It could just be that they just marked the car as sold to themselves, I guess. And so then we'll be able to activate that in a little bit, but we'll get that sorted out just so we get a megawatt hour for free. That's not insignificant. That's awesome. So yeah, the wireless key thing, I've got that working on my phone. I had to use Face ID for it to start, which I think I saw a setting in there that there wasn't needed to be a Face ID, but I just love this. This is so much better than getting a car for a week. This is, a series production car from a dealership, wasn't prepped, and we're really able to do a true ownership review. I can't thank Fort Collins Kia enough for letting us do this and play around with it. And if it works well, maybe we'll do it again with other Kia models or other vehicles from their other dealerships. So let us know what you think about this model. Personally, I prefer to get cars from dealerships than automakers. I just think it's better to have a non-press prepped vehicle that is a real customer delivered model. So we have 357 miles on the odometer. Let's see how this goes. We're going to be enjoying it. Off we go. I got to do some podcasting with the team, so I got to blast back to the office. And here we go, pulling out in the EV9. Again, this is the same one Jordan did the range test with, but they had it detailed. It feels brand new, and wow, so many adventures to come with the EV9. So I guess let's talk about that, and then we'll end the video. Just, maybe we'll get the dogs in it or something, but nice Rivian R1S right over here coming through. We got our Rivian right here, wrapped by Test Bros. Loving the cool prototype wrap that they did for us on that one. Looking really nice. And then we have, some blacked out stuff. Pretty sick. So, yeah, it even knows we're sitting at a stop sign. How about that? This is cool. Well, there's Ellie up in the window, and here you join me at my house with the EV9. This is a few days later. You can see it snowed. And yeah, actually, I had to go to Chicago for the Chicago Auto Show, but I forgot to film an ending for this video, so I couldn't post it. But I wanted to let you know at least that we are so thankful to Fort Collins Kia for letting us borrow this. We've obviously already been driving it. We actually, both Colton and Alyssa drove down to meet us at Drew's house on the south side of Denver. I had the Model X yesterday, and they took this down in a snowstorm. I was like, what are you thinking? It's on all season tires. We have like studded winter tires on both of these cars, but I guess they didn't look at the weather ahead, and we drove back in a blizzard in the rear wheel drive EV9. I have to say, yeah, I'd love to get a set of Nokian winter tires on this thing for sure. But it actually worked out fine. It's got pretty good stability control systems. It's unbelievably quiet on the highway. The driver assistance got all iced over. You can see the radar's just covered with ice. The headlights were covered with ice. So, we had to, get out of the car and wipe the headlights from time to time. But it did really well. So we're using it, and I would say using it pretty aggressively. I mean, I'm really enjoying it so much. So it's the right size. I love the spec, the big battery rear drive. So much more to come on this one. This is our EV9. It's been a few days since we've taken delivery. I think we've already put a couple hundred miles on it. We have to do all the, I guess, charge testing. I have already filmed a charge test on EV9, but I've lost the footage. So that will be coming as soon as I can get to it with this one. Just annoying things that happen in the YouTube world. But here we go. There it is. More to come. Let us know what you want us to do with it in the comments. If you're going to buy an EV9, buy it from Fort Collins Kia, because they sell them at sticker and they'll ship it to you for free. Why not? Seems like a pretty good deal to me. Plus, they're good people and they support our channel. I've definitely noticed a couple bugs with the EV9, by the way. So I'm going to have a video on the things that I wish they will improve and the things that I really like about the car that I hope other automakers take into account. For example, the route planning sucks in this car really bad. I don't even know what they were thinking, that, they built such a great hardware platform and then the software just lets this whole thing down. So we have a lot of stuff to dive into. We have a lot of time to do it. And we'll be doing a race to Vegas. The reason we still have the Model X out here actually is because I want to do a race to Vegas of this versus R1S, and maybe we can get an EQS in there as well, SUV, all the three rows, the big three rows going side by side. Should be kind of fun. Thanks for watching. See you on another one again soon. Bye-bye.